Hello and welcome to Theory course of Civil Engineering, 8th semester, Earthquake Resistant Design of Structures, RCE 088. So in this lecture, we will be going to study internal structure of Earth. The contents for this discussion will be internal structure of Earth, crust, mantle, and core. So basically, we are discussing the topics of Unit 1. So in Unit 1, we are concerned about the portion that is more related to seismology. So that is why we are more focused about knowing that what is the internal structure of Earth, how that, what are the different properties of those materials which are present in the, we can say that portion of earth, that different portion of earth. So what are the composition of these various layers of that is internal structures of the earth, and how do those seismic waves will behave in different layers of those particular earth. That is the application portion that we wish to have an understanding. So that is why we are going to discuss about the internal structure of earth. So we already know that what is the internal structure of earth. We have studied these internal structure of earth, these various layers which are crust, mantle and cores, or we can say in the more clubbing form at baryosphere, asthenosphere, etc. So we have studied this portion, but still we are now studying this portion with a different objective. So we are now more concerned about uh, that what is the size of these layers, and what is the, more importantly, that what are the different minerals or materials which are present in this particular layers, and what is the composition, if you talk about in the percentage, and what is the composition, percentage composition of different materials which are present in these layers. So if we talk about the internal structures, so we know that there is immense amount of heat and pressure that is present inside the earth. Okay, so that immense amount of heat energy that is having those different minerals in this different type of layers. So what is a general perception that those denser materials, those materials which are having high density, are have synced to the inner portion of earth, let's say to the core of the earth, and the materials those who are having lighter density, those are near about the surface portion of the earth. So while the we can say that formation of earth took place, so depending upon the heat and pressure that is present in different layers of that earth, so though we can find more dense materials near the central portion of earth, or we can say near the core of the earth, and the lighter particles, or we can say that those materials which are having lesser density, those are found near the surface of the earth. So we can say that the earth is divided into four main layers. So we have four main layers that are those four important layers are, we can say that there is one inner core and there is one outer core. And similarly we have mantle and crust. So we have basically divided core into two portions depending upon some property changes within the core. So there is inner core, there is outer core, then we have mantle, and then we have crust. So if we more specifically talk about the core, then the core is composed mostly of iron. So it is having those materials which are having higher density. So that is why the core is composed mostly of iron, and it is having very extreme high temperature and pressure as well. So it is so hot that the outer core is molten, and that the portion of the outer core, we have divided core into two parts, that is inner core and outer core. So outer core is having very high temperature, and it is in molten state. But when we talk about the inner core, so it is in the inner core the pressure is so much high that those materials, those are not basically in molten state, those are in solid state. So the inner core, okay, let's talk about the composition of outer core. So mainly what is present in outer core, we are having mostly iron is present, and we can say that there is around 10% of sulfur also. So if we talk about the inner core, then the inner core is under such extreme pressure that it remains solid. So the pressure inside the inner core is huge that those materials, in spite of having at a very high temperature, those are behaving like a solid. So most of the earth mass isn't mental. So when we talk about the density materials, variety of density materials, or we can say majority of the mass that is composed of the earth mass, it is present in mantle. So your mantle is composed of iron. We are having iron in the mantle. There is magnesium, there is aluminium, there is silicon, and there is oxygen silicate compounds or oxide compounds. Okay. So what are the different compositions of we can say mantle? So we are having iron, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, oxygen, and other silicate compounds. So if the temperature is over 1000 degrees, the mantle is solid, but it can also deform slowly in a plastic manner. So when we move from mantle to core, so we can say that it can deform slowly in a plastic manner. So the crust is much thinner than any of the other layers. So we have discussed core, the two portions of core, inner core and outer core. We have seen mantle. Now we are discussing about crust. So if we talk about the, we can say the depth of the layers, or we can say, so depending upon the depth, that crust is the thinner of all other two layers. Okay, and it is composed of least dense materials. So the materials we have discussed in the beginning, so the higher density materials have sinked at the center, and the lighter particles, or we can say materials having less density, those are near the surface of earth. So we know that crust is near the surface of the earth, so those lighter materials are present in the crust. So we have potassium, we have calcium, we have sodium, and we have aluminum silicate minerals present in the curve. So if you talk about the temperature and general, we can say geography of that, or we can say state of that layer, so it is relatively colder. So that crust is relatively colder as compared to your mantle and to core. So it is generally rocky and brittle, and that is why it is getting fractured during an earthquake. Okay. So if we go as per the schematic diagram, we can say that here we can see how these different layers are formed. So we have cut out one section of the earth, and we can say that at the innermost portion or at the center portion in this spheroidal form, we have inner core. So it is having higher temperature, but also it is having very high pressure. So that is why those minerals are present in a form of solid state. So if we just come out of this core, then we have outer core, that second portion of the core. So here relatively that pressure, that dominance of pressure is not so much. That is why those minerals are present in the form of liquid or in the molten form. If we go outside, then we will have another layer that is having mantle. So we have divided these different layers depending upon the different proportions and the different properties of materials or minerals that are present in these layers. Okay. So then we are having mantle. So we have seen that there are the most dense majority of those masses. We can say that majority of those materials which contribute to the mass of Earth, those are present in this mantle form. Then after the mantle we have crust. So it is the thinnest layer. We can see also the depth of crust is very less as compared to other layers. So this is the thinnest layer, and also as it is near to the surface of Earth, it is having materials, those are having lesser density. Okay. So in the next or upcoming lecture, we will be studying about some seismic waves, that what are the different type of waves. So we can also categorize, or we can also study the behavior of those different waves in a particular type of layer. So those waves, basically what is happening, that energy is getting released from an earthquake from a point that is focused. So that energy will be traveling, and that point where is that point? That point is under the surface of Earth. So it can be in the crust, it can be in the mantle, so it can be anywhere. So those waves will be traveling all over the portion of Earth, all over the surface of Earth also. So while traveling inside the Earth, so that waves will travel in the crust also, in the mantle also, and then they can reach up to another layers also. Okay, so depending upon the densities or material proportion in different layer, those seismic waves which are released after an eruption of an earthquake, so those will behave differently in that particular type of layers. Okay, so coming up on those divisions of layers in detail, we can say that what is crust? So it is the outermost layer, okay, outermost and thinnest layer. So it is generally relatively it is cooler and it consists of hard rocks because we are now reaching towards the surface. So these are brittle. This is generally a brittle layer. That is why these layers get fractured while during an earthquake. So most of the damage we can see. So oceanic crust. So if we just try to divide this crust also, then we have oceanic crust that is along that is about 5 to 10 kilometer thick, and then we have continental crust. So that is about 20 to 40 kilometer thick. Okay. So here we can again see in this particular type of diagram. So the different layers are shown here. We can see there is outer atmosphere. Then coming to the bottom, we have crust, then mantle, then outer core, and then inner core. Also, if we just try to see the part of crust, then we can see that there is, you can see from the inside, so there is mantle, then there is upper mantle, and again we have oceanic crust and continental crust. So the portion beneath the oceans, that is your oceanic crust, and that portion between the continents, that is your continental crust. So depending upon the proportions of different minerals, we can again subdivide these layers. In talking about mantle, so it directly lies below the crust. Okay, so it has almost 2,900 kilometers thick, and it makes up to 80% of the Earth's volume. So majority of portion is covered under mantle. Majority of materials or minerals are present in mantle. So its chemical composition may be similar throughout the mantle, but it is the temperature and pressure. If we talk about the variation of temperature and pressure, so with increase in depth, the temperature and pressure will increase. Okay, so if you talk about the core, then what is core? So it is the innermost of the Earth's layer. We know that we have already discussed that it is the innermost layer of Earth crust. So outer core is from distance, or we can say from depth of 2,900 to 5,000 kilometers. That is in liquid state because the pressure is so much high that uh, that temperature is so much high that that outer portion of this core is in liquid form. But when we talk about an inner core, so that in inner core the pressure is so much high that those minerals are not anymore present in the form of liquids. These are in the form of solids. So they, due to the presence of high pressure, those have condensed and are behaving like a solid. So depending upon the different proportions of these materials, uh, those those seismic waves will behave differently in these particular layers. So if there is one more classification, like if we talk about the lithosphere, then we can see that the lithosphere uh, it can be thin as 10 kilometers where tectonic plates separate. So these are the some properties that is composed. We can categorize in a different manner like lithosphere, asthenosphere. Okay. So again, if we talk about as per the temperature that is under the layer of Earth, so we can say that while traveling from the surface of Earth, or we can say from the atmosphere, so while traveling from the atmosphere to the inner portion, the temperature is continuously increasing. And also we can see that those different proportions of minerals that are present. Okay, so we can see that here the depth of the outer crust, that is almost 30 kilometers. So the depth of that crust layer is 30 kilometer, and mostly the state is rocky. So we can have rocks in that particular layer, and the temperature will vary from 0 to 1000 till we reach to mantle. Now in mantle we have mostly denser materials in plastic state like magnesium, iron, aluminum, silicon, and oxides of different elements. So this is portion of mantle, and that is having a range of, or we can say up to depth of 2,900 kilometers. After this, we can see that their core is beginning, and up to 5,200 kilometers, the temperature is continuously changing from 3,700 degrees Celsius to 4,300 degrees Celsius. So here, this portion is outer core. Here, still the material that is present is that is having higher density, and also that is present in liquid state because of high temperature. But as soon as we just try to go more deeper towards the inner core, the pressure is so much increased that now these liquid minerals are not in a liquid state anymore, and these are in solid state. So we can say that there is solid, that iron is present in solid state. So if we talk about the material composition and depth, so we can again have a discussion like that. If we could talk about the crust, so we have continental crust that is having a particular thickness of 35 kilometers. We are having oceanic crust that is having thickness of 5 to 12 kilometer. If we talk about the composition, then we have different unconsolidated sediment covers. Okay, so this is the metal composition classification of crust. Then again we can have the metal composition classification for mantle also to up to a depth of 2885 kilometers. It is like, then different composition is that there are silicates of magnesium, iron, and different compounds are being present that are in mostly in liquid states. Okay. Similarly, in core also, so core it is having a thickness of 2250 kilometer, and mostly those portion are having iron as a main constituent. So in outer core it is in a liquid form, and the inner core it is in solid form. So depending upon these metal properties, we have seen that the material composition and the state of materials is also getting changed. So depending upon this change in constituent, those seismic wave which we have seen, and what are seismic wave? These are just that energy that is being released in the form of vibrations. So those will behave differently in these particular type of layers. If we talk about the velocity, we can see that velocity is also varying in different layers. So we can have an example of, let's say, surface wave, or we can have an example of S wave and P wave. So we can see that how that velocity will change with respect to depth. So as the depth will increase, we can have a variation in the different layers. So in the mantle we can say, so if we talk about the core, so we will if we talk about the crust, so maximum velocity, where the velocity will be getting increased as soon as we're moving down to the mantle. So at the junctions, though there will be significant change, and another differently these waves will behave differently in different layers. So we can say there is different pattern in S wave, and there is different pattern in P wave in terms of velocity with respect to depth. So we have seen what is the internal structures of what is the internal structure of Earth, and what are the different composition, or what are the different materials or minerals that are present in the various layers of Earth. Thank you for attending this lecture.